Alright, people. What's going on, man? It's another sad, tragic fucking moment, tragic event happening or that happened throughout the black community, man, every day. So, for those of y'all who don't know, there was this man that got murdered by this black bitch in Dallas in a barber shop, dog. His own barber shop. He owned it. And so I guess the story goes, I just got done watching this shit from Organic, and I guess the story goes is this brother, they say supposedly people who local in the area know them. They say the story goes that it was over fucking money. So whether she owed him money or she wanted money from him, but look at the degree that she took it to. She murdered the dude. She murdered the dude that owned the barbershop in broad daylight in front of everybody, in front of customers. Like, first of all, bitch, those motherfucking people who was there, they saw your face, and they probably know who you are. Like, her name is like Alexis something. I forgot her fucking last name. And I forgot the dude name too, but rest in peace, man. It just come to show you. It just come to show y'all, men. These bitches do not give a fuck about you. They don't care, dog. Because if they did care, then they wouldn't be out here murdering you over fucking money. And you ain't gonna get it back now. Let me, I'm just trying to figure this shit out. Did this bitch even think about that? Like, did she think about that, oh, if I go murder this dude, I'm not gonna get my money back? Clearly she fucking didn't. And it just comes to show you again that these black bitches don't give a fuck about you. Whether they say they do until the cows come fucking home, dude. They don't. They can sit there and say it all day until they are blue in the fucking face. Oh, excuse me. But actions speak way louder than fucking words. This tea, by the way, is good, boy. But actions speak louder than words, man. And I was thinking, man, when I was walking to my mailbox, watching this shit and getting pissed off about it, because another brother, man, we lost another brother. Now I don't know the brother from a can of paint, but I'm just going off the information that was presented to me. He was the people who knew him and that was related to him, like his cousins and shit like that. They say he was a good brother, owned his own business, you know, helping people look good and stuff like that, hooking people up, having his own barbershop. My uncle got his own barbershop out there in Daytona, man. But side story. But yeah, like, he was, you know, hooking people up, giving back to his community, because not only was he out there hooking people up in his barbershop, he was helping children with school supplies. Giving them school supplies and shit for back to school or whatnot. So he was giving back this community. But again, this is what not only have I been saying, but Jack been saying this shit too, even though everybody want to roast him because he got knocked out, whatever. That shit's here and gone. But this is just a prime example of how black people are, especially black men, is rewarded when you give back to your own community. You get murdered or you end up being assed out. Nice voice crack. You end up being assed out, by the way, man. Like, it's so ridiculous. It is so fucking insane on how this shit is happening right now, man. And I bet you fucking money, if the situation was in full reverse, there would be black women everywhere coming out the woodwork like fucking roaches, jumping out of windows all over the place on, see, this is how these black men act towards us, blase, blase, blase. It would be marches out there in Dallas. It would be protests out there in Dallas. Social media would be going crazy with this story. Black man kills black woman in a beauty salon because he wanted money from her or some shit like that. They would ride this story all the way through. But you see the whole entire opposite is happening. You might have some simps out there who would say, who would try to go to bat for this bitch, or some enabling black women who would go to bat for this bitch. Like, oh, well, what did he do? Doesn't matter what he did. And again, what people are saying is that apparently he owed her money. Well, guess what, bitch? You ain't getting it now. You ain't gonna get it back now. Stupid. It's sad, man. It is very sad that black people is out here doing each other like this, man. We are our own fucking worst enemy. We really fucking are. Me and my cousin Ben came to that conclusion, dude, a long time ago. No, not a long time ago. Maybe over a month and some change ago. But, and watch, you had your pro-black motherfuckers jumping all on this shit saying it was some white supremacy shit. No, it fucking wasn't. Y'all did that shit with Nipsey Hussle, and y'all gonna keep doing that shit every time black people come out here and be murdering each other or taking advantage and getting over on each other, to where the person who is being taken advantage of is ending up losing out on all the things that they worked for, whether it's i.e. resources, like their house, their money, their business, etc., etc. Was it a white person who pulled the trigger on Nipsey Hussle? Was it a white person who pulled the trigger on this brother? Let me find the video again so I can figure out his name. I'm gonna just play a little bit of it. But it's fucking sad, man. Was it a white person who pulled the trigger on this brother right here who is giving back to his people? This is what happens. This is what fucking happens when you give back to your community, man. Black people. Hold on.
Because she has to eat. She has to get sanitary.
Myers was at work Saturday at his King of Cuts barbershop.
His name is Myers something.
J.V. Burberry is talking about his cousin and fellow barbershop owner, Frederick Myers.
Frederick Myers, okay. So, was it a white person, or was it a fucking quote-unquote white supremacy government conspiracy that Frederick Myers got murdered by this black woman? Or was it just simply black people paying back fucked up black people like this Alexis Baldwin bitch, whatever her fucking name is, giving back to Frederick Myers by murdering this dude over some goddamn money? Like, maybe he didn't have the money right then and there, and he was going to give it to this bitch later on this week or some shit. We don't know. But guess what? You will have stupid ass black women and stupid ass black men coming out already drawing conclusions in a certain shit on why this brother deserved or got what he deserved, quote unquote, even though he didn't deserve any of that shit. Getting murdered by their own people, man. This is what's pissing me off about this shit, dude. And yet you will have these same black motherfuckers who will sit here all day and keep talking about we shall overcome. We shall do this. White people out here doing all this shit. Bitch, it ain't white people out here that is killing us, dude. I already said in one of my videos that this system has it set up to where white people don't have to deal with us at all anymore, because they don't put mechanisms and programs in place to where they keep us at the level that we are at, to where we only deal with each other, to where we are out here murdering and getting over on each other. White people have way more bigger problems to deal with, like Donald Trump. And I'll talk about Trump later in another video, because I personally believe that Trump is a fucking socially engineering experiment, man. And if y'all think that's some bullshit, see, when it comes to my motherfucking quote-unquote conspiracies, they're not conspiracies. Because a conspiracy theory is something that you can't go look up and that there is no evidence or proof to support your motherfucking quote-unquote theory. Go on Google, or if you don't trust Google, go to any search engine, or you can go to the fucking library. Go look up U.S. Army 37 Foxtrot and start there. Because again, I feel like Donald Trump, they put him up there because look how America is right now. America looks totally different than what it did back when Obama was in office, right? And then you have your dumbasses who want to blame Donald Trump for this shooting, but especially black people. But guess what, y'all? How many mass shootings and how many shootings were there under Barack Obama? And y'all didn't say anything about it. Better yet, back when that whole thing happened in Dallas, when that one black veteran was out there clapping up those 5 cops, and he looked like he was a one-man army out there. Barack Obama shitted on black men. He didn't go to bat for us, not once. Barack Obama kept giving passes to single mothers, and at the same time, he flicked his nose up towards us black men and said, y'all need to do better. Fuck out of here. But yet, y'all still kept giving him passes. Y'all still kept falling for it and peddling his rhetoric and his bullshit that he kept peddling onto y'all. Making it seem like we as black men were the main problem, instead of being a part of the problem. Because yes, I can admit black men are a part of the problem, but at least there are black men out here who are waking up like me, like you, who see this shit, who are starting to see this shit for what it is, right? So, but back to what I was saying, man. Like, I'll make another video about why I personally believe that, and I can give you examples and evidence on it, on why I feel that Donald Trump is nothing but one big psyop and one big social engineered experiment. Because if y'all think that's bullshit, well, Facebook back in 2012, I believe, they came out and admitted that they were socially, I'm trying to tongue-tied, boy. Facebook came out, the people who run Facebook came out and they admitted that they were socially experimenting on their users. That's why I don't even get on Facebook no more. I deactivated that shit a long time ago, and I only use Messenger. But yeah, they came out and admitted that Facebook was experimenting with the people who were on there. Yeah, experimenting with the fucking users or whatnot. And they were manipulating the news feed and shit like that to see how people would react to it emotionally. So what the hell makes you think that they're not doing that shit in other levels or in other areas of this life, in this society, whether it's political, whether it's economic? Don't know, man. And if they're doing it in one area, then please believe they're doing it in another area. Because all of that shit ties back to the fucking CIA and all of these other agencies out here that has the capability to be able to put these things in place. Well, that's another video. Black people. Black fucking people. Y'all wanna holler about some white supremacy shit. Have y'all even been paying attention to what's been going on with white people? White people are now being ostracized in this society as well. Prime example, there's this movie that got cut by Universal, got pulled by Universal, called The Hunt, because you had Trump supporters, your MAGA hat wearers, came out and was saying that, oh, this movie depicts us being targeted by the elite liberals or whatever like that. White people are too busy going at it like this with each other, man. But do you see white people out here blaming black people for the shit? Absolutely not. So what the hell makes you think that white people are out here being the ones behind the reason why? And I'm not going to say every event that happens with black people has nothing to do with a white person. What I'm trying to say, like, say if there was an event that happens, like a racial event, because isolated incidents do happen, right? But overall, y'all black people want to make it seem like every time something like this happens, like a Nipsey Hussle, like a like this Frederick Myers dude, I forgot his name, sorry. But like this dude who got murdered in Dallas by this bitch, y'all want to pawn the motherfucking blame off from the person who did it. Y'all want to blame everything and everybody else except the fucking shooter. and accept the main person that caused this shit to happen in the first place. Just like how y'all dumbasses blamed everybody and everything else on the reason why those people in El Paso and in Dayton, Ohio got murdered. You didn't hear nobody blaming the shooter in that instance, man. Everybody immediately jumped on their conspiracy shit, and nobody waited until more information came out like smart people do. Like people who is in this area of research and just accumulating. Now, y'all didn't do that. Y'all immediately jumped the gun and just started asserting things that sounded completely outlandish. And then you wonder why motherfuckers look at you. So instead of actually being on your quote, like everybody want to be journalists nowadays and shit like that, but have no idea about journalism to begin with. Because again, like I said, a real journalist, they wait for the facts. They wait for more information to come out after the event had just taken place. Because unless you were there, and even if you were there, you're not going to know 100% what happened and why it happened and what made it lead up to that point to where it made it happen, basically, dude. It's fucking sad, man. But again, let me go back to what I was saying. You would, if the situation was in complete reverse, you would not hear, you wouldn't be able to hear enough of it from black women. Saying that, see, this is how black men really feel about us. Well, this is how black women really feel about us black men. They don't respect us to the point to where they're willing to pull the trigger on your ass over some money. Over some fucking money, dude. Over some money that I'm pretty sure this brother could have easily got back within a week or some change. Bitch, wait your turn. I'm too busy giving this money back to my community, unlike your selfish ass. I.e. helping kids with school supplies. I.e. helping kids who probably live in a single parent household with their fucking mom that can barely get their asses school clothes, school supplies to begin with. So somebody who has no relationship with these kids or their motherfucking parents is too busy being the type of person showing that type of integrity when it comes to his character by doing, the very least helping kids with school supplies. And this is the things that he gets. It's so fucking sad, man. Black men and black women who are smart and who are seeing this shit for what it is and not just looking at it in one way. Like most of y'all pro-black and y'all black women apologists do. Y'all should be pissed off as well, man. Y'all should be just as frustrated, infuriated as much as I am. Because this is embarrassing. This is some bullshit and this is ridiculous. That we are out here doing this shit to each other over arbitrary, materialistic, meaningless things like money, man. But I might come out with I might do another video and go over what I watched yesterday with Donovan Sharp. Y'all go subscribe to him because it was pretty. I'll play a little bit of the video on what it was, and he was talking about how black women. He was talking about basically how black women. There it is. So 4 black women discussed their it's loading up. Yeah, 4 black women discussed their dating disappointments and blame everyone and everything but themselves. So that's gonna be a pretty interesting video I'm gonna do later on, or probably tomorrow, or whenever, because I don't be on this YouTube shit like that as much as I used to be, because YouTube is starting to become more lamer and lamer and lamer by the day. I feel sorry for the ones who try to use this YouTube thing as a source of income to cash in on it. I mean, at one point it was good. It was a good cash cow. But now since they starting to censor and take channels away, for voicing their concerns and voicing, their opinions that's actually valid to what's in tune on what's happening out here in reality, instead of being an echo chamber for these corporate shills, number one, and for all of these I ain't gonna say that, for all of these PC MFs out here who is drinking the Kool-Aid when it comes to whatever clique or whatever social group that they're subscribed to, like your SJWs or your MAGA hat wearers. Take your pick. Right? But I'm gonna get out of here, man. I hope y'all have at least a decent day. And think about black people. Think about it, man. Think about it. We are doing this shit to ourselves and too busy pawning the blame off to everyone and everything except for the people who are really supposed to be held responsible for what is going on when it comes to us in our community. How the fuck are we how do we expect to get anything right and to clean up our community or clean up the things that is going on outside of our community when we can't even get our own houses in order? When we can't even keep ourselves in check and each other in check, to where we can get to the point to where we can start, number one, holding ourselves accountable. Excuse me. We can't even do that. So how the fuck are we supposed to be able to get anything going when we too busy trying to play the blame game on everybody else? Or put the blame on everybody else instead of doing the number one thing that an actual grown-up does. Because everybody want to holler about, especially y'all black women, y'all want to holler about how, oh, we too grown, I'm too old and too grown for games. Nah, bitch, you was too busy sitting on mushroom tips when you were around my age, which is 26. May I have to remind y'all. But you were too busy riding that damn cock carousel when you was around my age, and now that all that shit done caught up with you, and now that you done hit the wall, you 30-something plus, 3-4 kids in the game, you got a basketball team full of kids because you a bad coach, right? And then now you want to holler about, I'm too old for games. Bitch, no, you can't run. The only reason why you're saying that you're too old for games is because that bullshit game that you was running back then, jumping on mushroom tips all day, that game is old and played out now. And the same niggas who was checking for you back then, the bad boys and all the Pookies and Ray Rays and shit, who you was easily motherfucking screwing around with back then, they don't want you no more. Because you're not attractive like you used to be back in your early and mid 20s when you didn't have as many kids as you do now. I'm too old for games. Yeah, because you was too busy playing them back then instead of, finding that balance, that work-play lifestyle. You was too busy trying to live for the goddamn weekend and going out here being reckless with your reproductive system. And now look, it all done caught up with your ass. And now people see your ass and don't take you serious because you didn't take yourself serious. So what do you expect? But I'm gonna get out of here, man.